Hey there, and welcome back. Today we're doing another hot sauce video. This should be my second video on the channel, just going over some of the hot sauces I enjoy. So if you want to check out my first video and I can kind of explain more of what we go over, feel free. The link should be just in the description, or you just check my channel. Otherwise, I'll just go briefly over how this works. I'm just going to go through and talk about each sauce a little bit, why I like it, what's in it, and where I got it from. And just take a little sample to show you how spicy it is, and let me talk about it a little bit while doing that. So let's get started. The first sauce is a pretty common hot sauce, crystal hot sauce, depending on how you like to say it. It's a Louisiana style hot sauce, so like some cayenne peppers in there. Again, very, very common hot sauce. A lot of these videos, the first few, I'll start off with some sauces that basically everyone should know. Including Crystal. So they have hot, they also have extra hot. I think the label's just slightly different. You should be able to find it in this size bottle. I also have it in a larger bottle. Many hot sauces, especially the more common ones, will come in what I like to call restaurant size ones, where they're clearly made to be set out on a dining table in a busy restaurant and dumped over everything you get. So this one in particular, I do love, like on fried foods. I know I say hot sauce with eggs, so that's pretty much every hot sauce for me will go good on eggs in some way, shape, or form, so including this one in particular. So this one's really good. It's definitely a more vinegar-based, thinner sauce, so let's go over the ingredients. So we've got aged red cayenne peppers, distilled vinegar, and salt, and that's it. So basically, we're just gonna get a lot of cayenne heat. Cayenne's used in a lot of cooking, just to add a little spice to stuff, even just like a red tomato sauce or something like that. Really just adds a little background heat to it. So it's not too overpowering, not too strong, but considering it's the only pepper in this hot sauce, it's definitely what'll punch through flavor-wise. So let's take a little test here. As always, I've got my bowl of Bonitas chips. Little plates, so I don't make too big of a mess. So this is a noticeably, there you go. So as you may see, this is a noticeably thinner necked cap than most hot sauce bottles. A lot of hot sauces you'll see commonly in this sort of 5.5 ounce. I think they're called woozy bottles usually. Occasionally with the cap on top to have a slow pour, or without that little one to have a faster pour. So this one has a bit of a thinner top here. It also comes out a bit more slowly with a smaller spout. So it's one of those where you can kind of dump it out like that. Of course I say slowly and it spills everywhere. So as you can see, it's definitely more of a liquidy sauce. It'll drip off the chip if I let it do that. You can see it's just kind of staying in there. So it's not like a xanthan gum or other stabilized sauce where it stays kind of homogeneous and together. It's definitely more liquidy. So let's take a bite here. Hard to complain. I mean, it's just immediate cayenne pepper flavoring. The vinegar and salt really, really mellow it out, especially on a chip, which is already a little salty. Just really complements that really well. But it's almost like a sweet sauce to me, honestly. Like, the heat is not too bad, especially if you're used to more of like a higher powered pepper. Like, you can dump this stuff all over something. Like, this is great. Again, eggs, breakfast burritos, rice, beans, sort of anything you can really put hot sauce on. This will complement it well. Again, some like a fish or fried food with this on top, or mixed in with maybe some lemon, something like that. Just really, really good. Alright, and so for this next sauce, I've got Arizona Peppers Organic Harvest Foods Organic Jalapeno Pepper Sauce. So a lot of organic and other words in there. So this is definitely a sauce I've only discovered a few months ago. It's pretty good. They also have a habanero sauce, which is good. I really enjoy this on like tacos, anything with like ground beef. Personally, like, I feel like this complements it really well, as well as just like an additive to other hot sauces or sauces you're making for something. But let's go over the ingredients here. We start out with organic red ripened jalapeno peppers, organic vinegar, sea salt, and organic apple cider vinegar. So not a lot of preservatives. It's the apple cider vinegar. This is the first sauce I've featured that has an apple cider vinegar as opposed to a white or white wine vinegar. So it's definitely more of that apple cider vinegar flavor is obviously going to be more present. It's just a little bit more of a heavy, noticeable flavor as opposed to vinegar. Like there's the sweetness from the apple component as opposed to the straight acidity. But I feel like it complements this sauce or this hot sauce really well. All right, so we give it a little shake here. Let's have a taste. So again, this will have the smaller plastic spout to kind of slow down the pouring here. This one is a little chunkier, if I remember correctly, so it's gonna take me some effort. There we go. So it's kind of blotting out a little bit more. You see it's a much darker color. That's also due, again, to the apple cider vinegar. Just giving that sort of like bronze or golden tint to it, in addition to obviously the ripened red peppers. So yeah, it's not too often you'll see a totally dark red jalapeno based sauce like this, so I think that's a little bit unique about it for sure. But it's great. I'm going to give it a bite here. Like I said, you can see more of the chunkiness of the peppers in there as well as the spices. So let's give this one a shot. So it's honestly, ooh, there it is. The spice comes in at the very end, right at the back. It's very sweet. Like I didn't even almost get any spice at all when I first bit into it. Just the saltiness from the chip. The apple cider vinegar is also very apparent right away. But other than that, like it's really hard for me to sort of complain about the sauce. Like it's just so good in terms of bringing a background heat to something and it doesn't overpower. Like for example, if you have this in a breakfast burrito that already has some salsa in it or some tomatoes in it, like I feel like this just really goes in the background and this sort of complements that and adds sort of just like a really nice kick. Like I can tell I'm already sweating a little bit from this one. So yeah, like I said, there's also a habanero version available. I have found this at Fred Meyer's, which is a bigger retailer, Kroger owned retailer in the Pacific Northwest. It's branded as Fred Meyer's. So I found this there in like their organic or fancy food section or whatever it might be. So it is somewhat commonly available. I've also seen it in Safeways before in the hot sauce section. So you should be able to find this at a supermarket pretty close to you without too much hassle. Obviously, Arizona, I imagine, and those areas also have it more widely available. All right, and so after we go from the Arizona organic sauce, we're gonna move to hot sauce. So as you'll see a theme in most of my videos, I do really enjoy local products from Oregon specifically. Pacific Northwest, when I'm limited to that, but I really try to get as many things as I can, either locally or at least from the state, including this. So this is another Portland-based sauce. In my last video, I talked about the Secret Aardvark sauce, which is also based out of Portland. So this is a sauce brand that I found first in New Seasons, and they had I think it was like a smoky habanero or a maple sauce, I believe it was. I can't quite remember what the first one was, but this is one I just saw recently. I believe it's a newer flavor. So this one is a serrano tequila verde sauce. So subtitled, amplify the flavor of your favorite foods. So it's a small batch hot sauce, like I said, out of Portland. Let's take a look at the ingredients here. So they start off with tomatillos, serrano peppers, white vinegar, blanco tequila, which in parentheses 100% de agave azul, orange juice, lime juice, extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and spices. It's also likes to say that it is vegan and gluten-free. A lot of sauces tend to be vegan, just because most of them are pepper, plant, salt, acid-based, not a lot of meat or animal products. Occasionally you might find like a honey-based sauce or a sauce sweetened with honey, but not too often. So another benefit to hot sauce, great gifts for your vegan friends, especially if they like spicy food. But yeah, so let's give this one a try. Like I said, this is a pretty new one. I've only had it 2 or 3 times, so we'll give it another try here. But yeah, you can definitely tell the tomatillos, like you can see some of the seeds in there. That might also be from the serranos, to be fair. But it's definitely a very common small green, like round pepper. It almost looks like a underripe tomato. And yeah, this used a lot in a lot of hot sauces. That's why we can see that nice vibrant green tint in there. So let's give this one a try. This one is a fast pour spout. So as we can see, it's definitely somewhat viscous, but definitely liquidy as well. Pouring out there. So as I said, you can kind of see the chunks of the tomatillo and the serranos in there. And you can see some little specks of spice and salt, but not too many. But yeah, it's definitely a chunkier, it's definitely a small chunk, but there's definitely, I can tell, some texture to the sauce, not just pure liquid. But let's give it a bite. Oh yeah, so you definitely get the tomatillo right away. It's a nice sweet, like almost like a melon type flavor, like crisp, like almost like a honeydew-ish type flavor. At least for my palate, obviously all this is subjective. But you get, it's like nice and sweet right away. It just lifts up like a bright sort of taste. And then the serrano just come right in after that, I feel like. Tequila, I can't taste like too much. I can definitely taste a little bit, which is nice. Obviously no alcohol, it all gets cooked off in the process there, but the flavoring is definitely subtly in the back there. So, I mean, really good. Like I had this on some nachos the other night, and that was really good, like with the cheese and some jalapenos also to kind of add that sort of green, spicy flavor. So yeah, it's really good. And obviously I enjoy all the hot sauces. I've got a couple different ones that I've seen, so but this is the one I've been eating lately. All right, and then the last sauce, as we tend to do, finish on the hottest sauce. So this one, it's funny that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that most sauces are in these woozy 5-ounce bottles. This is definitely more of a flat style bottle, narrow, there's a slight curvature to it, and it's just got a bigger turn cap. I believe also as well this is and you can see it's a bit wider than the diameter of these other bottles. And it's 7 ounces, so it's a bit more than a regular hot sauce bottle. I'm not really sure you're caring about the price per ounce ratio for hot sauces if you're into hot sauce, but sometimes it matters. But either way, the Pain is Good. I believe that is the company is called. There we go. It's manufactured and distributed by Spice and Foods. It's out of Kansas City. So this is probably one of the more far east reaching sauces that I would tend to buy, but I do enjoy this brand. Most of you might be familiar if you watch Hot Ones. They have the 100% Pain sauce that was featured on a couple seasons or episodes or what have you, Hot Ones. So this is that same company, but this is more of a garlic flavored sauce. So if you have had the 100% Pain, the heat level is definitely very similar. This does have definitely more garlic tang to it, but this is definitely gonna make me sweat. So let's go over the ingredients real quick. We start with habanero peppers, water, carrots, in parentheses, carrots, water, calcium chloride, garlic, mustard, which similar to the other sauce that we broke down mustard in, involves water, vinegar, mustard, or water, vinegar, mustard seed, salt, turmeric, and other spices, followed by salt, distilled vinegar, onion powder, olive oil, lemon juice concentrate, and lime juice concentrate. Yeah, so definitely gotta be spicy. The first ingredient is habanero peppers, not even a mash like some of the first ingredients we see. So it's definitely gonna punch you right in the mouth. But yeah, so let's see here. This batch 37 garlic style hot sauce is a fiery garlic infused bottle, pain and pleasure. We've blended habanero peppers, carrots, garlic, and spices to create the ultimate garlic lover's hot sauce. So yeah, obviously if you like garlic, you like heat, this is pretty much what you're looking for. No artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, or corn syrup. Not sure why I say corn syrup, that's not usually in hot sauce to begin with. But hey, also not in this one, so that's fine. This guy making the face that they think you're gonna make when you eat it. And again, as always with the last sauce, I procrastinate and vamp as much as possible before having to eat it. It's gonna make me sneeze just from the spice. All right, so yeah, we see the open spout here. It's gonna be a fast pour, I'm not gonna do too much. You can see it's definitely liquidy, some chunks in there falling out. I see a little thing of garlic in there, I believe that is. All right, well, here we go. So, I've actually eaten whole habaneros before. Not plural simultaneously, but I've eaten over different times. And so I'm definitely familiar with that attack on I'm witnessing right now. Where you feel it, you immediately fill up your mouth, especially the back of your throat. The habaneros are super tasty. The front of your tongue is on fire. but it's so good and so fruity. Well, not fruity, but just so crisp and bright that you won't keep eating more. And then this particular sauce, the garlic comes in and just washes over your whole mouth, but it just rides the wave of the heat. So it's just like a spicy garlic, but again, super delicious. Right now, my whole tongue is still burning up, but I can still taste the habanero, the salted vinegar is sort of coming back in now as the heat sort of begins to subside. It's still just really just lasting a burn, like almost a tang on my tongue. Still isn't talking, but it's really good. I obviously am not as liberal with this sauce. Again, this goes good with breakfast sandwiches or eggs. All right, on that note, thanks for watching. Make sure to tune in next time. We'll see what other hot sauces we get into. Oh, God.